What is up, EJ and Kieran? And what is up, Bears Nation? Welcome in to this week's edition of Mike on the Mic on the Bear Era Podcast. I'm Mike Mercado, and 4 straight wins feels good no matter how you do it. And that is what our beloved Chicago Bears now have after a big win in Soldier Field against the New Orleans Saints. But coming up this weekend is a date with the Baltimore Ravens in Maryland. Now, still as of this edition of the Bear Era Podcast and Mike on the Mic, we don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to play. We've seen some practices that he hasn't already showed up for earlier on in the week. So it is a game plan that is totally determined that Dennis Allen would throw out on what quarterback is playing for Baltimore. But on this week edition of Mike on the Mic, the conversation that Bears Nation is having right now is the development and play of Caleb Williams. We have seen some spectacular plays from the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears. We've also seen some big misses, some overlooked throws, some missed targets from Caleb. So some Bear fans are concerned. And of course, we've seen in the national media even talking about bringing in the backup quarterback, which we know here in Chicago is not the case. But there is some room for concern. And this is an opportunity for the Bears, being underdogs, to really put points on the board, to show off Ben Johnson's offense, to show that Caleb Williams is not only understanding this offense, but will flourish underneath it. See, the Baltimore Ravens of my childhood, and for a lot of you listening, is not the same Baltimore Ravens defense we are seeing this year. This is a team that is 28th in ranking, according to Fox Sports, in passing yards allowed in 246.5 yards per game. And they've allowed 14 passing touchdowns. Now, it just so happens that we've seen a little bit of a slump for Rome Odunze. We've seen some struggles for Caleb Williams. DJ Moore is yet to have a huge breakout game this season that we're accustomed to. Now you're going against a defense that will give you that opportunity. That is what we're looking for this week in this Bears versus Ravens matchup. It's a matchup where not only are you an underdog to a team that's only won one game, that we don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be, but an opportunity given to you. A name that used to bring fear onto offenses now looking and giving opportunity to put big numbers on the board. I'm looking for Caleb Williams to finally have his breakout game in the 2025 season against a big name opponent. Now we'll see if that leads to the 5th straight Bears victory. Enjoy the rest of Week 8 and this edition of the Bear Era Podcast. I'm Mike Mercado. Now back to EJ and Kieran.